But what we are up against in trying to resolve this problem, what the police are up against, those who deal in treatment and prevention are up against, is a culture that since the 1960s has, at the minimum, not encouraged drug use and often romanticized it or made it cool, made it acceptable. And look, I don't, as a father, I don't say all these things blamelessly. You know, my son is listening to my Beatles records and asking me what all these lyrics mean. And, you know, it's just there. It's out there. I love these records. I'm not putting them away. But that said, the reality is that there has been a culture that has not fought drug use, and that's what we're all up against. No easy solutions to that, but we have seen, in the case of tobacco, a shift in the culture in a way that has rendered tobacco use less and less socially or culturally acceptable. I think we need to do the same thing. In fact, we need to do it much more quickly and much more critically in the area of narcotics. But we all have a long way to go, and we recognize that. We'll keep, you know, we're launching a strategy here. We've learned from some strategies of the past. We'll keep improving our methods.
I'm Stephen Harper, Prime Minister Stephen Harper, and you could say something to me right now about pot laws. What would you guys say?
Hey, wise up, you douchebag.
To Stephen Harper?
Hmm?
I would tell Stephen Harper is, let go of George Bush's butt, your head's too far up there, get your head out of his butt. He's gone, George. George is gone.
No.
He's history. Stephen, in fact, give it up. Turn it over to other people that really care about important things.
Yes. The trouble with the laws is that pot is quasi-legal. And it's a gray area. You don't know if it's legal, is it illegal, and it's like being quasi-pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not.
Because of the medicinal uses?
Yeah, but medicinal uses or this or whatever, there's a gray area, though, and the gray area gets larger and larger and larger.
And it's been medicine for centuries.
Yeah,
Well, the Tories, Canada's always 5 years behind everything.
Yeah. Or ahead.
Like Bush, Harper or Bush, same guy. He doesn't realize that what's happening in the States. 5 years from now they'll be going, oh, let's get some dispensaries. But they got to get those guys out of the. The ones that are opposed are usually the ones that are making the most money from it.
The Canadian Press.
Prime Minister Stephen Harper unveiling a new Get Tough on Drugs strategy today, something politicians know has some voter appeal. As Global National's Peter Harris explains, the rhetoric is tough, but the details are a little softer.
After months of hints, the Conservatives are changing up their drug policy, hoping Canadians see it as a lesson in tough love.
What we are up against is a culture that since the 1960s has, at the minimum, not encouraged drug use and often romanticized it.
And his government is out to change this, spending $63.8 million on their drug plan, a mix that includes $32 million for rehab centers, $10 million for a new ad campaign, with the rest going towards enforcement. They say the plan has two sides.
If drugs do get hold of you, there will be help to get you off them. But if you sell or produce drugs, you will pay with prison time.
There's a test for the opposition in this mix, too. The government says it will introduce a new bill calling on mandatory prison sentences for serious drug offenses.
I don't see any evidence that this government is going to do anything more than smoke and mirrors and the typical sort of George Bush war on drug campaign.
And I'm here today to talk to you about Stephen Harper's new drug strategy. Stephen Harper, the Prime Minister of Canada, has announced his new drug strategy. Well, I'm here to tell you folks, this is not new. What Mulroney did was he planted a seed, the seed of prohibition, that grew into this plant that had many branches where they harvest off completely. This is money being sucked up from the taxpayer, going out to all these branches of government that they've created around drugs. Drug rehabilitation, drug research, drug. Even the police have their own drug committee because there's so much money involved here. That's what it's all about, folks. I urge every single person to go out and tell everybody they know, to write a letter right now, right today. And it's so easy with the internet. You can go on there and find out where your member of parliament is. They have an email address, every single one of them. Go out there and email them and tell them that you do not support this asinine plan of Stephen Harper's. It will not work, it has not worked, and it will never work.